Okay, so if you're a web developer, you know this struggle. Your client, they absolutely love the familiarity of WordPress, right? But you want to build with modern, high-performance tools. Well, this explainer is all about an amazing open source project that finally bridges that gap. And that's really the big question, isn't it? On one side, you've got the most popular CMS on the planet, beloved by clients because it's just so simple to use. And on the other, you've got this whole world of blazing fast, super developer-friendly frameworks like Next.js. For the longest time, it really felt like you had to pick one or the other. But what if you didn't have to choose?
So yeah, let's dive into this classic tug of war. We're calling it the client-developer dilemma. And if you've ever worked in an agency or as a freelancer, this is probably going to sound very familiar.
So look, on one side, you've got the client. They need that WordPress dashboard they know and love for easy, no-code content updates. But on the other side, that's you, the developer. You want to use modern tools like Next.js because you want great performance and a much smoother workflow. You want to be what the project creator calls a vibe coder, someone who gets to focus on the fun, creative parts of building, not wrestling with old tech. And these two worlds, they often seem to be in a total standoff.
So how do we solve this? How do we let everyone get what they want? Well, the answer is this really elegant solution, going headless. This is the approach that makes that peaceful coexistence not just possible, but actually pretty awesome. Okay, so what does headless actually mean? It's a crucial concept. Imagine your website has a body and a head. The body is the backend. In our case, WordPress. That's where all your content lives and gets managed. The head is the front end, the pretty part that users actually see and click on. In a headless setup, you basically chop the head off. The body and head are now separate, or decoupled, and they talk to each other through a language they both understand, an API. And that, right there, is where the magic happens. Your backend is still the reliable, client-friendly WordPress they know, but your front end, it can be anything you want. A React app, a Vue project, or, as we're about to see, a super slick, modern Next.js site. You get total freedom. So now that we get the concept, let's look at the tool that makes this whole thing incredibly easy to pull off. This is the star of the show today, a GitHub repository called the Headless WordPress Starter Kit. And here's the motivation, straight from the creator, Stock Dev. It's all about making developers' lives better. Think about it. The client dashboard is already done. It's just WordPress. The database is handled. So you, the developer, you get to be that vibe coder, focusing purely on building an amazing front end. And a quick peek under the hood tells you everything you need to know. This is a modern project, through and through. It's built mostly with TypeScript. We're talking over 64%, which gives you all that great type safety and a way better development experience. This is the kind of stack you actually want to be working with. So let's break down the key features here. First off, it's built with the latest version of Next.js, using its new App Router. Super modern. Now for getting your data, you've got options. You can use the standard WordPress REST API right out of the box, or, and this is really cool, you can install the WP GraphQL plugin to use the much more powerful GraphQL. The whole thing is designed to work with a totally separate WordPress install, which is exactly what you want for a clean, decoupled setup. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, right? But the absolute best part is how ridiculously easy it is to get it all running. So let's walk through the quick start guide and see how you can go from zero to a full dev environment in just a couple of minutes. Seriously. The whole setup is just broken into two super simple parts. On the WordPress side, the creator suggests using a tool like WordPress Studio and its developer template to get a clean install fast. After that, you just install and activate the WP GraphQL plugin if you want to use it. And for the front end, the only thing you really need is a modern version of Node.js. That's pretty much it for prep work. And now for the launch sequence. It's just 4 little steps. 1, you configure your environment variables. Basically just tell the starter kit where your WordPress site lives. 2, you run the install command to grab all the dependencies. 3, you run the dev command to fire up the server. And 4, you open your browser to localhost 3000. Boom, you're now running a headless WordPress site on your machine. It's just incredibly simple. So when you put all this together, what does it really mean? It means you've finally done it. You've gotten the best of both worlds. You've created a true win-win that completely resolves that conflict we talked about at the beginning. Just look at this side by side. For the client, they get to keep their familiar WordPress admin for easy content updates on a super stable backend. For them, not much changes. But for you, the developer, oh, it's a whole new world. You get to use modern Next.js. You get to focus all your energy on the front end, the fun part, and you have the flexibility to use either REST or GraphQL. Everybody gets exactly what they want. And we come back to this wonderful term because it really says it all. The ultimate payoff for the developer is you get to achieve that vibe coder status. You are freed from fighting with clunky backends or outdated themes, and you can pour all your creativity into what actually matters, building a fantastic, fast, and modern user experience. So we'll leave you with this question. A starter kit like this doesn't just solve a technical problem. It unlocks a world of possibilities. When you compare the content management power of WordPress with the performance and amazing developer experience of Next.js, the old limitations just disappear. So the only real question left is, what are you going to build next?